Hello, Raptors. This is part two, the second video of my Library Destiny videos. The first one taught you how to log in and a little bit about looking for books in our library. Today I'm going to go on and talk about resource lists. I've already logged in, as you can see up here. If you don't know how to log in, then you need to watch the first video. So since I've already logged in, I'm going to start right away in the catalog right over here. Click on catalog, and I'm going to click on resource lists. Resource lists is when you want to save books you search for so that you can come back to your list for later. Every time you create a resource list, you need to create a unique title for that list. So if you're in a class and your teacher says create a list, you might want to put your initials in it so that your list is not named the same thing as somebody else in your classroom. So for example, I'm going to start off today with making a list for personal books I want to read. In other words, books that I want to read on a topic of my interest. It's not for a research project. So I'm going to call this my list, and then I'm going to use my initials, which are RM, so that my list is completely different from anybody else's. Sometimes your teacher will want you to share that list with them. So you can search for your teacher's name. I'm going to just pick any teacher. I'm going to pick Miss Soretti because I know that she might do this with some of her students. So there she is, Miss Soretti. I'm going to add her by clicking add. So now my list is saved with her. If I made a mistake and chose the wrong person, I can click the trash can and delete it and choose another person. But right now I'm ready to save my list. Click save. And that list is in my list of resource lists. These are lists that I have created as a student. If you click on the public lists, these are lists that someone from the library has created, and they're there for anyone who might be interested in those lists. So you can look at those if you want at some point, especially if you know your Lexile level and you want to choose books that are just right for your Lexile level. You can look at these Lexile lists there. You won't know your Lexile levels until after you have taken the MAP test in September at our school. So I'm going to go back to my lists, and then I'm going to click on catalog. And the first thing that you should do when you're going to add books to a list is click reset, because it clears everything that you've done before. So you're starting fresh because it remembers what you did the last time, and it might limit your choices if you forget to do that. I am interested in, let's say, pets, and I'm going to use that as a keyword, which means it'll look for all of our books in our library. And I realize that that's a lot of books. There's 105 books. So I probably should refine my search. You see here, not what you're looking for. Refine your search. Pets is a little bit too broad. So maybe I want to do dogs and click keyword again. Pets, dogs. Now there's only 24 titles, which is a little bit more manageable for me to look at. So again, as I mentioned in the first video, it's not a bad idea to click call number and click go so you can see them in order. And you see that some of the books are not in our library. This one, SOC1, if it has a name like that, it's probably in a classroom. This particular one has the location of teacher resources. Students can't check that book out. Teachers can. This book, though, Wishworks Inc., is in our secondary fiction area of our library, FICTOL. It looks like I forgot to click go. So let me go back and click go. There. That's better. Now what I have is the books in order with nonfiction books first, numbers, secondary nonfiction, talking about pets in the nonfiction section of our library. This one is a folktale in the elementary nonfiction section. And here's a book about friendship and dogs, and there's a dog in this book. And top 10 dogs for kids. So as you go through the list, you can see which titles are interesting to you. If you would like to learn more about a book, like perhaps this one, if you click on the title, you will get the details for the book. And it tells you here what this book is about. You can read that to decide if that's what you actually want. And you can go right or left to look at the next book in your list. Now you can see that from here I can add a book to my list. This is Mylist RM. You can switch between lists if you're doing more than one thing at once, but I want my list. I'm going to add this book to my list so that I can check this book out later. Now I can go back to my search results, which is here. If I click on catalog, I'll have to start my search all over, but I want to go back to my search results. And you will see that that book is in my list. Let me scroll down to it. There it is, in my list. And that was Junie B. Jones Smells Something Fishy. And I can keep looking down the list and add books that I might want to my list. Again, this is in the teacher resource section. This is in a classroom. Henry and Mudge might be a nice book for me, but oh, it's out. 0 of 1 available. It is not in our library. Doesn't mean I can't add it to my list, but I can't go find it today. So if I add it to my list, I can then go and get it the next time I come to the library. So I do want to show you though, if a book is out, it says 0 of 1 is available, you can put that book on hold right here. I can hold it, and that means when it comes back to the library, we will get a notification that it's in, and we will send you an email and let you know that that book is in, and you can come collect it from us. You can also recommend a book to any patron. Maybe you want to recommend a book to me. You can search for Molson. There I am. And you can click on me. And save that, and you've recommended me a book. I'm going to cancel it though because I just wanted to show you how to do that. But you can recommend a book as a student. You can recommend a book to your classmates, maybe even your teacher if you think your teacher would enjoy it. And as teachers can recommend books to students as well. So it's really a nice feature in Destiny to share books with other people. Really, that's all I wanted to talk to you about today, was simply searching for books and how to hold them, how to recommend them. But I will go back to my search results for a moment, because once you have taken your MAP test, you should know your Lexile level. And when you are looking up a book, you can look at the Lexile level. It's right here. Not all books will have the information available, but if they do, it tells you the Lexile level. And if you know your Lexile, you can decide whether or not you want to read that book. It's okay if it's a little bit too hard or a little bit too easy, but if it's quite far off of your Lexile level, you might find it a bit of a struggle to read it. So do look at that as you search for books. Next time I will show you how to search for books by your Lexile level, especially if you are doing research projects for your class. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next video. Have a great day. Goodbye.